Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you how to make this lovely bracelet. So I didn't complete it. I'm gonna work on it and hopefully by the time you see this video it will be complete. We'll do a separate video to do the clasp. It takes a long time to do clasps, so I want to take my time to show you this lovely bracelet. And these are gorgeous beads I got from Beebeecraft. So this is a collaboration with them. I will include all the links in the description below. And also don't forget to check the coupon code EMMA10. You get 10% off your complete order. And orders over $25 is free shipping. So it's definitely worth it. These little colored crystal beads, I put them in one of these tubes. That's not how they come. They come in strands, 30 strands for $15.99, and they're 3x4 millimeter. I just love them. They're so amazing. I should take them out and show you. They're just like so delicious. Oh, isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh. They're just, look at how sparkly they are. So yeah, those we'll put those aside for now. And yeah, so this bracelet here, I started out with peyote. We're going to do a little strip of peyote, and then we're going to do at least one, well, we'll do two of these, and I'll tell you why, because I want you to see how to do the middle as well, and then it'll just kind of confirm everything. Now this was the first time I did this design. You can find this design on YouTube all over. I did look at a few people's instruction on that. So, but the one that comes to mind is Bronze Pony does some amazing rings with these and lovely stuff. Now I did change it a bit, and I'll let you know what I did to change it. So for what we're going to do, instead of doing this color here, which is a Delica opal, white opal, silver lined. I kind of actually wanted this white opal to go up against these beads because it really makes the beads look more opulent. But you need to have, it's called graduated peyote, so you need to have the different size beads in the larger sizes till you get to these guys. So there's where the rub is. So I thought, well, I'll just put it here. It looks good, but I think I'm gonna, I went and got my silver Delicas, and I'll start with those to show you how to do that. So let's grab these, and I'll just set this up here. Let me bring the camera closer to me. So let's start with these guys. They're so amazing. Oh, let's put a few out because you don't need that many to do this. I'm also using size 6 dragon thread just to let you know that when you're working with crystals, it is sometimes sharp inside the hole. So for this bracelet, I used a Nymo thread and it kept breaking. And then I used the size 6 of this stuff and it kept breaking. So part of it is this design is you really want to pull it tight. That's what creates that, and the large and small sizes of the beads creates this kind of ruching effect. So yeah, you do need to pull it tight. Unfortunately, it cuts your thread. So that's why I went up to the 6. We'll see how that works. Imagine that. Just working on the fly here. So now I'm just going to put out, we're not going to do a whole bunch of peyote at the beginning, just a little strip, maybe 4 rows, so that we have something to hang on to. So, and then I have, just so that you know, I won't put them out yet. Actually, we might as well. So next to Let's see if I used it on this one. These are 50 O's. Yeah, so the 50 O's are only for this middle piece. I don't think you need it for the ends, but I don't know, maybe it might be. Maybe we should try it. So let's put some 50 O's. You don't need a whole lot. Then your 11 O's. Put some out. Didn't want them to get that close together. I can tell what is an 11 and what is a 15, but it might be confusing to you. And sometimes they get mixed up and they get put back in the bottles. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is there a 15 in my 11 O's? And then you're going to need a 8O seed bead. Okay. So I already took like a wingspan of that size 6 thread, and we should put a stop bead. Let's get a different color stop bead here. I have a blue one there. The stop bead because we're going to start with peyote, so I'm going to leave a big end here. So just go through your stop bead. This is a little bit annoying. Let me move this down. Way down. Okay, I need to adjust the camera because it's too far. Okay, so we're going to start. I think we only used 10 for this, which I was surprised it didn't need that many. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's amazing. This is 10 across on these. So pick up 10, 1, 2, 3 of your delicas. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That. Bring it down to your stop bead, and then we're going to just start the peyote. So skip the first one, go through the second one with your next delica on there. And let's move this down here. Let's get this going the right way. Actually, I'm going to flip this upside down here. It makes it easier to work it. Okie dokie. And I'm going to enlarge this for you. Okay. So pick up another delica. We're coming out of this bead here. We're going to skip this one, go through this one. And I'm just holding it with my finger because things are a bit loose. You can see here, and there's a knot in my thread already. Let's see if I can. Sometimes you can pull on one side and it'll come through. Yeah, like that. I think I need to just slow it down a bit. Sometimes when I'm excited. Imagine that, all the knots. Let's flip this guy the proper way. There. That's what it should look like. That. Pick up another, skip that one, go through the next one. There. There's a lot of videos out there on how to do peyote, so definitely don't just skip forward this portion. Don't feel you have to sit through. It's, you know, it's a skill to do peyote, but it's also a skill to do it on camera, and I haven't gotten there yet. Sometimes, you know, everything's working well and you do it, but okay, so there's the first 3 rows, and we're going to flip it again, and I'm going to add a few rows so we have something to hang on to. So there. Now I'm just putting it in between the beads that are sticking out, so it makes it a little easier to get through. Oops. So these crystals are so beautiful and so much fun. And I don't usually like mixes. I find I get too picky where one color I don't like, or I don't know. You know, I don't come up with design ideas to use them in. So I definitely am so excited that this group of colors are really beautiful. That went through the other bead. Okay, getting there. There. So I've been doing a few Beebeecraft collaborations. If you have a channel and you do you know, this type of beading or maybe craft work, you should check out their collaboration program. It's in the link as well in the description. But the other thing I wanted to, you know, mention to people is I have gone through their site quite a bit to pick some items that are good deals and items that you might not usually think to buy and stuff like that. And I've come up with a lot of stuff, but I feel like there's so much more, and sometimes you guys see things that I don't, so definitely let me know if there's an item that you're interested in, or maybe it's an item you don't know what you could do with it. Let me know, because that would be so cool to do that. Okay, let me do one more row. That'll give me a good amount to hang on to and for you to see. Okay. So it's funny, this graduated peyote, I don't know what I thought it was. I thought it was some different technique. And now that I understand that all it is you're increasing and decreasing your bead size, I'm like, why didn't I do these sooner? Because they're so amazing. Okay, so your first row, we're going to go, so we're going to go from small to big. So we're going to start with our 50 O's. And again, peyote, so you're just adding it in the spots that are missing a bead. So in between the other the sticking out beads, so I'll pick up 15, go through. I don't know if this is going to work on the ends, the 15s, but we'll see. So we're just putting them in, they go in really nice. That. And you're going to do 3 rows of, well, normally you do 3 rows of each size bead, but for the 15s, let me see what I have in between. Because really the side, I haven't seen anybody use the 15s on the sides, but we're going to try it. So yeah, there's 3 rows of 15s at the bottom. So let's do 3. So I'll pick up the next one. So I think at this point here, because we're adding the next row, you see there's lots of space. We're going to pull tight. It's going to change the shape of this. So we'll see how that works out for us. Go like that. It looks like it's like curling it up. So that's good. That's what I want. That's the ticket. And you can see, look, pulling it tight. Yeehaw. So that's row 2. That, we're going to flip it over and do the 3rd row here. Now I always hold the bottom row when I'm working it because the bottom bead tends to come loose on the thread. You can always fix it, but at least with your holding it with your finger, thumb. Okay. This is awesome. Maybe we've created a new design. We're gonna get started where we're like, boy, why did we do that? You notice I'm saying we. I'm including you guys in that. Okay, so flip it over. Now we're gonna move to the size 11s. So this will be interesting. 11, and I'll hang on to that. There. 11. So I have a bunch of other designs for this stuff from Beebeecraft. It was an exciting haul. And you know what? Somebody commented and said, "Yay, beads!" I'm so glad, and I apologize. I can't remember everybody's names, but it confirmed to me that maybe I should be getting beads from Beebeecraft. Like I get other things, but like bunches of beads like this is great because then you can do some really amazing stuff. Okay, so 2nd row of 11s. Continue. These beads are slippery. There. So now that I'm going bigger, you can see it's starting to kind of go a bit zigzag, but that will straighten out. This is the last one of the row 2 of the 11 O's. Wait till we put, it's so much fun when we put the beads on, so I'm going to flip it. Hold that in place there. Okay. This looks smaller. Yeah, it is. See, that's, oops, that's in the wrong spot. That's what I was saying. I had some, I don't know. Let me just put that aside. There might be different brands of 11 O's in there. I end up with little bottles of 11 O's everywhere, and then I try and put them together, and they're like, some are bigger than the other. And next one. This is the last one of the 11 O's of the 3rd row. So you can kind of shape it if you want. And you don't have to, I'm not pulling very tight yet. So, but they are snug against each other. So let me extend my thread. It's getting a little crazy here. I folded over quite a bit so that you guys don't have to see me pulling a whole bunch of thread, but now it's like getting twisted and knotted. Okay, where are we to? Yeah, you see how it's there, that's better. Okay, fun times. We're going from 11 to 8 O's. These ones are big. So get that in there. Hang on to everything. These are super simple to do and fast. Just got hooked on something. Okay. First row, last bead. I'm going to tilt this because it's my hand's getting out of frame. There. Okay, flip it over. Second row. Okay, these scissors are getting in my way. There. This is the second row. It's starting to look amazing. And flip it, and we'll do the third row, and then we get to add the crystals. Let's see if that can go in tighter. That looks small. This is the last one, and then we're going to add the crystals. Holding it tight. Okie dokie, that's what it looks like. It's the fun part. That's what we all came for. Let's start with a... So I'm going to try and do this rando, but you know that I can't do rando. I'm so particular. There. Jill Wiseman suggests when you're doing something like this and you need to do it rando, to create a line of your beads, and all you do is you mix your beads up. So I'll mix them up like this, and then do this, like squeeze a line of beads and make yourself just pick the next bead in line. So that would work for me if I actually stayed with what was in line. I end up grabbing something else. So we'll just do weekend. Let me get a nice green one. So you could see the colors are, you know what? They remind me of a few things. So they remind me of spring. They remind me of birthday cake confetti, the candy. So they make me very happy. Okay, so that's your first row. So this is what I did different. I think in the other tutorials, they do 3 rows of whatever crystal you're using or bead you're using. That's the big bead in the middle. I did 5 rows, and that's what you get here is 5 rows, because I want them to be the star. Now it might flatten it out a bit, so you have to decide for yourself how many rows you want to put. So flip it and go to the next bead. And like I said, be careful at this point with your tension, because the thread might break, but I think we're good now. That's row 2. Maybe that way. And this will be starting row 3. Let me see if I can. This is where I get into trouble, because I'm like, let me tighten it. No, don't do it, Emma. See, this is where I'm having trouble with the colors. No, let's do a yellow. I'm trying to make it random, but I also don't want the colors to be the same. You know how bad I am for picking colors? There was a strand of beads from Michael's pearls, and they were so beautiful, and they had them, they were multicolored, like different color beads. So I took them off of the strand in the order that they had put them. And I'll tell you, I'm sure you know this, but companies like that, you know, package these things, they actually, like, people sit down in meetings and discuss how they're going to package them and in what order and stuff like that. So you know they came out with a pretty awesome color pattern. Just check and make sure everything's in focus here. So yeah, but the way they had it. So I actually took it off the strands that way. And I'm trying to think of this. This is 1 and 3. Okay, 2 more. So it looks really flat right now. Maybe when we do the second side. Let's go. But yeah, I made my bracelet in the same order that they had it on the strand. It looked really nice. Of course, right? Of course I'm going to say that. I am so indecisive, and it's not usually about important things. It's more like, what do you want for supper? You know what my wife does now? She'll say to me, what do you want for supper? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. She's like, okay, well, I'm just going to make this, right? And then she gets started, and she'll say, what are you cooking? And I'm like, oh, I'm cooking this. And mine's a lot better than hers. She's like, so now she waits for me because she knows. She goes, I know that you're going to start cooking something even better than what I thought of. Oh, gosh. We're so funny. We're funny girls. I'm trying to get the right color. You know, it's easy when it comes to like dinner to do that because I love cooking. My friends used to call me Martha Stewart. Seriously, I would bring, when I worked night shifts, I would make homemade pizza and bring it into work. People would go cuckoo. So my wife, she's not a big cook. So of course she's going to come up with something pretty simple. Still good, but when she hears what I'm cooking, when you say you're cooking that, I didn't know till 2 minutes ago. Okay, the yellow. Okay, this will be the last row, and then we'll start decreasing. So I don't know, like I can see a bit of thread that maybe I should have tightened it a little. Okay, I'm not going to do any more than that. And through here. Okay, flip it. Let's go to the 8/0s. Yeah, I think it's when you add the smaller bead, it starts to change the shape. Although I did see some designs where they did flat ones of these, or relatively flat. Yeah, this one's definitely tightening it. So who knows, it might be just the first one on the edge. It's like that. Like that. So this is row 2 of the 8 O's. I'm going to move this up a bit here. And one more row of this. Bit. So yeah, it's quite rounded. I'm guessing too, you could go back with some thread and tighten this a little, but you may not need it once we get this all in there. There. Okay, last one of the 8 O's for this little element. There, nice and tight. Yeah, well, the next one will definitely make it smaller. So now we're at the 11 O's, and they are all over the place because my hand was hitting them. Let me move them here. Okay. There. Yeah, this is definitely tightening it. There we go. Ta-da. Flip it over. So that was the first row of 11 O's. Then we'll go to second row. Do that quickly. That's the second row. And let's tighten that. Yeah, so tightening at the end really snug. This is looking amazing. Looks like a party. You know what else it reminds me of? The balloons on the movie Up. The old guy puts balloons on his house. I'm going to extend my thread again. Oops. That was not friendship. Okay. So what did I say? That was row 2. We went real nice and quick of the 11 O's. So let's add the third row. That doesn't look right. Is that bead just not in the right spot? Yeah. Here, let me tighten that. Okay. Through here. This is the last row of the 11 O's. So let's do the 15s. Let's see if we can pick up some of these guys. Let's flip this. the first row. And flip it. Okay, that's an 11. 11, 11, 11. I'll just leave that one. Okay. After all this, I need one of those trays that you where they're in little compartments. This is the first time I've had all my beads kind of commingling. Oh, it went through the other hole here, through the other bead. Sometimes it does that when you're doing peyote. Just back out of it. There we go. Okay, this is the second row of 15s. And pull it tight, flip it, and we're gonna do our last row of 15s, and then we'll start the other side. Get in here. There. So you can see how this gets really fast once you get going. So this is the last row of the 15s. Now we're gonna go back to the 11 O's. So first row. There. I find the first row of 11 O's after the 15s are a little hard because they're closer together. That didn't seem like the right size. There. Start. They're getting kind of. Let me see if I can. There. Okay. Second row of 11 O's. These should go in a little easier. Maybe not. They're all on top of each other. Oh, get them straightened out. There. Then, like that. One more. So this is the second row. And the last row of the 11s. We should really see it when we get to the 8 again. Like I said, they're the fun ones because they're so big. You know what it is I do beading and I do work with the smaller beads all the time, so it takes a long time to do something. When you start working with 8's, it's fun. Okay, let's move these a little closer. You can see them. Okay, so let's go first row of 8's. That come off? Yep. Okay, I'm gonna hold this one there. Oops, I went through two. There we go. Okay. It might be just the end row because it seems a bit like floppy, but these two are super nice and tight. So, okay, we keep going. This is row 2 of the 8-0. And I don't want to hold on to it too tight because I don't want to squish it in my hand, which is what I was doing on the last one I noticed. So okay, in the last row. Last one of the 8-0s on the third row here. Pull that tight. And we're going to go to our crystals. Let me just look at my thread here. I'm going to untangle it here. First crystal. So you see, I didn't hang on to it, and that's what I'm talking about. This bead gets loose. So just pull that a bit tight in place, and then hold it and pull. That's all it took. That's the first row. Second row. red. Let me put a green. Now we're going into the third row. They look amazing. I just love them. So, third row. Hang on to this. Oops. Third. Different color. And okay, so we're going into the fourth row. Oh, this is looking amazing. Flip it. What color? Let's do. There's not a lot of orange in here. Oh, there's one right next to it. Let's try the yellow. Put a clear. Okay, this will be our last row. So you could do, actually 4 rows doesn't look too bad. So, but we'll keep it the same. Actually, you know what? Why don't we do we'll do the 4 rows this way. We can see the difference between one and the other, which is the best. So we need some more 8-ohs. Okay. Pull that one tight here. This design gives me some ideas to doing some really cool stuff. So I love designs like that you think, oh wait, what if I did this? Or what if I changed the bead I'm using and put something else? Okay, second row. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking maybe maybe the 4 rows instead of 5 is the ticket. This is the last of the 8-ohs. Okay. I apologize for being so quiet. Imagine that, I'm concentrating. Not that I have. Takes a lot of concentration, so we need the 11 O's. Did I grab the right ones? I think these are the 8s. Yeah. Flip it. So this should make a difference here. Yeah, that's lovely. So that's the first row. That pulled that one out a bit. Let's pull that tight. Okay, one more row, and then that'll be it because I am out of thread. And I think we get the idea of how that's supposed to come together. Yeah, my thread's coming out here. There. And that did it. So that is how you do that bracelet. So yeah, I think it definitely looks a little tighter in here on this one. But it depends on what you like. So there you go. Thank you for joining me, and thank you to Beebeecraft for this opportunity to do these lovely tutorials and play with these beads. Let me move this so you can see what's going on here. So there is this lovely sparkly bracelet from these gorgeous beads. Oh. Take care, everybody. See you in the next video. Bye.